Welcome to the Coach's Sons podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we only have one series left. Before we get to it, my name is Andrew.
I'm Chris.
Actually, you know what? Before we go down that path, let's talk about our friends at Chinook Seedery. The best seeds in the game. Guys, if you like sunflower seeds on the golf course, on the softball field, or if you're a young baseball player, you want to try these seeds, get the Hatch Chili sunflower seeds. I'm obsessed with those right now. Again, use our code, which is Coach's Sons Pod at checkout, get 10% off. And I am still offering to match anyone's order. You just take a picture of the order, send it to us, and we'll order another one just for you for doing that. So thank you all so much. Go support them. They're incredible. Chris, do you want to start with the sad one first, or do you want to do the other one that was really quick and over with in just a few minutes?
There was only... recent as of today, there was only one bit of news. I thought it was sad for the Angels to sign Kurt Suzuki as their manager. So I'm willing to get into that for a little while if you'd like. But no, all jokes. Might as well jump in, right? That's what everybody's going to drink my tears.
So here we go.
Right. So yeah. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
You know, Chris, it was a really good run, and you have a lot to be excited about and proud of. But I know that's not going to help. I know there are no words that are going to make you feel better.
I obviously been tweeting a decent bit on my personal one. I don't like to clog up our feeds with my Mariners takes, just as much as I wouldn't want you to be doing it for the Braves.
Right.
But I'm glad we didn't do this right after, right? Because I did almost propose that. And that's maybe if we were, quadruple, if not more the size, then that would be worth it, right? For reaction vids and stuff like that. I'm okay now. I was in a dark place the last 24-ish, 22-ish hours.
Yeah.
Pretty sour, man. And I promise my melancholiness will pick up as this episode progresses, but this is just the state of where I'm at. Clearly, let's just call it out. The Toronto Blue Jays moving on to the World Series, beat the Mariners 4-3, Game 7.
Game 7.
It delivered, right? From an outsider.
Oh,
so I don't know. Like, there's so much unknown. There's so much I've never been here before, right? I haven't. I've never experienced this. So, and me being the only Mariners fan everybody knows, the amount
you got just
amount of notifications I'm getting, the amount of text, the amount of check-ins I'm getting, just hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Right? Everybody knows I'm the Mariners guy, at least in this, on this side of the world. So it's tough to just be like, it's all right. Whatever, you lose and, you lash out a little bit, but man, it hurt. It hurts. It hurts that it was George Springer. I don't have any ill will towards the decisions made, right? I could go revisionist history and be like, you should have thrown Andres Munoz. I get the play. Sorry, I would assume everybody that's listening watched the game, has seen the highlight by now, but what had transpired, Mariners were up 3-1, bottom of the seventh. Julio's having a great game. Cal hit a home run. Julio had his home run. 3-1 game. Brian Wu was in a bullpen, ran into a little trouble. Got runners 2, second, and third with 1 out. We removed Brian Wu to go to Edward Brizardo, who is not necessarily a household name, but in Mariners world was
He's been your strongest reliever.
Yes, he has been one of our best high leverage relievers, not named Andres Munoz, all season.
Right.
And again, that you want to nitpick, you can, I guess, in hindsight. But long story short, he threw a 1-0 middle sinker, 96 miles an hour to George Springer, and George Springer
didn't miss.
played, did his thing like he does in every postseason he's ever played in.
Mm-hmm.
And they never relinquished the lead, right? The Mariners were reeling from that point and it was over, right? 6 more outs.
Yeah.
So that hurt. And like I said, it hurt that it was George Springer. At this point, like, obviously I wish it was nobody, but it's like, I wish it was just Vladdy, right?
Yeah, I wish it was Vlad. Yeah.
In the moment, I hated Vladdy, right? You don't want to play against him, right? He's hitting every double. He's dancing on me. You're like, screw this guy. But obviously he's the best player. He won the ALCS MVP.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, man, it hurts. Everything was there. And, we could trace this back all the way to the trade deadline, right? Prior to the trade deadline. And, this team is, at some point, the Mariners segment was called the Mariners Minute, right? Like team wasn't,
yeah, it was, yeah.
This team wasn't going anywhere. We're spinning our wheels. We're starting Dylan Moore. We're starting Jorge Polanco at third base. Rowdy Tellez was on this team at some point. Donovan Solano was a member of this team.
Forgot about Tellez.
And another shout out I want to make, Jake of Raise the Trident has invited me on a ton of his Mariners content this year. I was on a stream with them and it felt cool to just be a part of, obviously
the
I was
community.
watching the game from my house, but I was watching with them, right? It was as if we were just hanging out, on the couch watching the game. It was him and a few others, but, kudos to him for allowing me on. We're going to get Jake involved in some of our stuff going forward. I'm sure of that, but I did want to make that shout out. So like that lessened the blow, right? To know that there's somebody else, not just me sitting in my dark room, being mad with myself, right? My wife is already asleep. I'm trying not to yell, but I have to yell, right? I let out the loudest fuck of all time when George went deep, right? It's on Jake's. If you watch Jake's YouTube, it's on there, right? It's just God, like, what am I supposed to do? And I went on, I'm back on the tangent I was on. So back at that trade deadline, after they got Naylor and Gino, it was like, hey, wait, all the pieces are here.
Yep.
It's time for this team to show up. And for the rest of the season, they did. The only Sands having the best record in the American League, which was probably unreachable at that particular point.
Correct.
They did everything. They won the division. Cal Raleigh hit 60 home runs.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez turned into had a great second half. Julio Rodriguez had a great postseason. Josh Naylor is a dog, right? Josh Naylor is beloved in Seattle. I'm sad that my fandom went from holy shit, we might be in the World Series to holy shit, what happens if we don't sign Josh Naylor?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't love that mindset and what the offseason brings and spending and all of that. But it's just, this team had it. They had it all. They have the pitching. And unfortunately, the pitching is what let them down in this series. The starting pitching did not get it done, minus Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller pitched his ass off. And if you were to name the 4 Seattle Mariners starters in this series, not including Brian Wu because he just came out of the bullpen, but you would not have labeled Bryce Miller as the most crucial part.
Successful.
Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Castillo. None of them had it. I lied. Kirby did pitch well.
Kirby pitched pretty
Game
well.
7.
Yeah.
Short leash makes sense. Everybody was available minus Logan Gilbert because he threw on Sunday. And I still struggle with the words. Again, we're so far removed, and it feels like loser talk to me to be like, wow, it was a great season because you didn't get it done, right? It was there. You were up 2-0. They went up 2-0.
Yeah.
Then they went home for 3 games. They shit the bed for 2. And then you had the Gino. So like going back to the DS, sorry, I missed a few moments. Jorge Polanco, game 5 of the ALDS, bringing us to the ALCS, right? The season could have been over there. We had Scooble, second time we faced him, should have lost that game. Didn't. Yeah. And then Gino, another moment at that point in time, trumped Polanco's moment, right? So like all of these things. And now we're, this era of Mariners fans is supplanting the 1995 hit, right? To once this happened, once Polanco did his thing and Gino did his thing, like 95 was like the third thing on the list, right? It's like, all right, like that was awesome, the double, but now we got new things to be concerned about. And then we go up 2-0. We got the world behind us, and they just it just didn't get done.
I will say it has felt like this entire postseason that this was a special moment for your team, right? Like the whole, the momentum was with you guys. Like you said, the fandom was with you guys. All the experts were like, "Hey, we're gonna look at the Mariners. Like we're gonna get behind the Mariners." And so it definitely felt magical. I mean, Polanco, Gino, Cal had a great postseason. Like you're like, okay, yeah, these guys are cooking on all cylinders, and you just it was almost, I mean, especially after you guys went up 2, taking both of the home, the away games. Everyone's like,
going to Toronto, taking the first 2. You're like, we have 3 at home. Like, go get it done.
You guys were Thanos. You were inevitable, right? Like that's what everyone was thinking at that point. And, just man, dropping those 2. So it became basically a 3-game series.
Yeah. And then we took game 5, right? So now we're back on, just win 1 of 2. And, Sunday wasn't super competitive, right? They kind of lost that pretty quickly. And then from an outsider perspective, it was probably a great series to consume. That game was great, right? It had drama, it had moments. Yeah. Right?
The game, I watched
Julio
that entire
hit his
game.
Home run.
It was
Cal
awesome.
hits his home run to take the lead, and then Springer does his thing. It's still not easy. Again, I haven't been there before, right? They've never been to the World Series, so I've never been in that spot. So it feels dejected. And, I make the joke all the time. I'm a lifelong loser, right? In most aspects.
Right.
So one team gets to win, right? So I'm not going to play the game of, we would have lost to the Dodgers anyway, or whatever. I do hope the Dodgers beat the dog shit out of the Blue Jays. We'll talk about that later. But that can't be the thought process, right? You didn't get it done against the Blue Jays. So I think I'll get off my sob story because again, there were the strong parts of the postseason, of the season, right? It had a lot in it. It invigorated the city. Everybody was on board. And my hope / fear at the same time, it could be a hope and a fear simultaneously, is that ownership and management and everybody involved higher up than Dan Wilson understands what took place here and builds on it and doesn't use that as an excuse to say, you know what, we got some young guys coming. We're just going to go with them. We'll get rid of this guy and we don't need Naylor. And that can't happen. I'm not saying bring everybody back, because that's usually not a recipe for success.
Right.
But at the same time, this core is there, right? Cal and Julio aren't going anywhere, but Josh Naylor was a huge cog in the
huge piece,
in this particular, setup. Yeah. And Gino, for the right price, sure, bring him back. But, he struggled in Seattle, and that's fine. But Jorge Polanco, great season overall. I'll bring him back for the right price. Yeah. But I don't want to go into this offseason and hear, he cost $13 million. I don't want to give it to him. I can't have that. So I'm okay for now. It's, successful somewhat. It's tough to say successful when it was right there. You were a game away 3 times or twice.
Yeah, it hurts being so close. I mean, it definitely does.
I'd rather have lost that game by 1,000 runs.
Really?
Having experienced it, yeah.
Okay.
I lied. I haven't experienced the other side, so I guess I don't know. But that hurt. That hurt. I guess the only way it would have been worse is if it was bottom 9.
That's true. I mean, because you guys still had opportunities. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, you guys look like you're not in the same game after Springer hit that home run, unfortunately, from a headspace perspective.
Yeah, and they were going to chase. Every time they go down, it was a Mariners playbook at some point. But I think, and I said this a bunch of different times on streams and via my tweets, the credit goes to the Blue Jays as well. As much as I can't stand them, they were the competitor. They're probably number 2 rival of the Mariners, honestly, behind the Astros. So that hurts a little bit too, right? I think I told you about how when the Mariners play in Toronto, they take over the stadium somehow. Yeah. It's whatever. But credit goes to them. Obviously, Vlad, it was insane. It'd be crazy to see him continue to do that. He did it to the Yankees too. George Springer still had a really good series with or without the whole getting hit in the knee thing. Mm-hmm. The major story, in my opinion, was their 6 through 9 hitters dominated.
Mm-hmm. Bottom of their order, yeah.
And that isn't Vlad. That's not George Springer. That's not even Alejandro Kirk. That was Addison Barger.
Who?
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's a replacement level player.
Yeah.
Andres Jimenez, who's a great defender, but turned on with the bat. And who the hell else did they have? Nathan Lucas. He hit second. He was a good player. I'm missing one. Jimenez, Barger. Oh my God, Ernie Clement.
Yeah,
he hit like 500.
Yeah.
They were on base. They were pests. And then Jimenez hit 3 home runs. At one point, he was the worst hitter in the American League. Mm-hmm. Kiner-Falefa only played because Bo Bichette wasn't on the roster.
Right.
I think I saw a stat where their combined slash line, it was either 7 through 9 or 6 through 9. I don't know if Ernie Clement was included or not. But their entire slash line was a full season. Bo Bichette was like 280, like hit two, like, and Bo Bichette had almost 200 hits.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like shit. Like you know, when you're in the postseason, you know this. You know, with how the Braves won and going to bullpen and matchups.
Yes.
Like, here's the bottom of the order. Let's match up to this. There wasn't that reprieve. There wasn't like, oh shit, we got Vladdy out. Now
we can take a break.
Now we're deep breath. Get this guy out. That didn't happen. Those guys were always on base. How did that rally start? Addison Barger drew a walk.
Yep.
Kiner-Falefa hit a single. Jimenez bunted
everybody over.
Here comes George Springer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If none of Wu was going on to his third inning, he was given the allowed to go through. We didn't start the inning with Pizarro or any bullpen guy. It was here's Wu, and they got to us. So all the credit to them, because on the flip side, Seattle's 7 through 9 didn't do shit. Dom Canzone had 1 hit the entire series. Victor Robles, if he had a hit he had a hit either the postseason or the series. He wasn't good. They were flip-flopping them all series. Mm-hmm. Leo Rivas, he had a great hit in the DS. He struck out 3 times yesterday. That's the difference. In postseason, when there are runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs, that runner has to score. Yeah. There's a runner on third base, less than 2 outs. That runner needs to come across. Do your job. Put the ball in play somewhere. You can't be striking out. And again, that's credit to the Blue Jays, those hitters, for doing everything that they did to the Mariners pitching. Mariners are power pitchers, every one of them. They throw hard. They get a lot of swing and miss. The Blue Jays are contact hitters. Mm-hmm. They do not swing and miss, and they hit the ball hard. And it was just a bad matchup all the way around, and they got us, man. And it sucks. It doesn't feel like. And shout out to the pitchers for the Blue Jays too. Gosman pitched well. I mean, hell, even Shane Bieber turned back the clock a little bit. Max Scherzer shoved it on us.
Definitely did. Yeah.
So as much as I personally have to believe the Mariners blew it, I do think that the Blue Jays went and took it too. Those guys played very well, deserving of an ALCS. We'll talk about their chances in the World Series here in a little bit. And I know this is my, you're kind of letting me go because it's Mariners, and you're kind of giving me this platform to speak.
Everybody wants to hear it, Chris. I mean,
I hear you. And I wish I had more. I wish it was more scathing, but it's just not. It's tough to be that way. And again, I do still believe it's loser talk to be like, wow, what a great season, because it sucks. It doesn't do that doesn't do anything. We didn't win. Brian Wu was doing a post-game interview, and all you hear in the background is Julio just screaming, right? Just like a yelp of like desperation. Cal Raleigh, teary-eyed, doing his interview. Like, it hurts. And that's not like all the fun that was had, right? The clinch the playoffs, and the next day win the division, then winning the DS in the fashion that they did, right? And it just wasn't meant to end that way.
Yeah.
And throughout, you get to the DS and you're like, I don't care what happens, right? You win the DS and you're like, I don't care what happens. It's a great season. And then you start believing.
Yeah.
You start getting your hopes up, and then you go up 2. You're right. You win a game. You steal a game. You steal the Bryce Miller game that we were not supposed to win game 1. And I think that's what changed everybody's mind was that Bryce Miller game. Bryce Miller pitched his ass off. There was really no bullpen, right? We put all our cards on the table for game 5, which they needed to, and they did. And Bryce Miller went out and did it. And then you're like, oh shit. Like, what's your goal? Steal one on the road. They did it right away. Mm-hmm. And then Logan Gilbert didn't have his best stuff. They steal game 2. And now you're like, we might win this in 5. We could sweeps on the table.
Sweep right? on the table.
It's not a crazy thought to have at that point. You're like, we're going home. Like we pitch well there. Everybody, Luis Castillo's about to hit the bump, and they took it to us, man, in every way. And shout out to them. You know, I was tweeting at our old boy Jesse from
Buds and Blue Jays.
Yes, wow, I forgot the name of it. It's been a while. He was in attendance for Game 7.
Good for him.
So again, hard fought series. He wasn't, talking any shit. He's a good sport. I sent him the meme of like the happy for you, like the little grumpy kid. Yeah. Nice, cool, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, it just goes back to me being, I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. I am hopeful until I'm not. Until I'm proven wrong, I think I need to choose to be hopeful. Hopeful that Josh Naylor comes back. Hopeful that this rotation gets healthy. Right. I think as good as the rotation is, I'm pretty sure every starter, maybe besides Castillo, had a trip on the IL this year, which isn't a common occurrence. And I know that is different than the playoffs, but throughout the season, you get a chance to ramp up, you get going, right? Wu got hurt at the end of the year. So like that hurt. He was our ace. So that did hurt. Unfortunate that he kind of led us to the end there with those couple, walk hit, all that. But I'm confident that they saw what this team was, what this team was capable of, how close this team was, and that they still have a good farm system. They have some guys that can help the team right away, that can come up and do some stuff, but they do need major league help, right? They need to retain Josh Naylor. They need to go and find another bat somewhere in free agency. So it can't just be, we're going to run this back on a budget. That's my hope that going forward. And that's it. I'll we'll have all offseason to talk about the Mariners.
Exactly.
What I expect, but that's the only thing keeping me from a complete meltdown. and my mind will be I think my emotion would be way different if the Blue Jays do somehow win this World Series. I think that I will feel dejected, right? The age old, that could have been us. And it's not the, you lose in the wild card round and that team goes on to win. You're like, well, that was 4 rounds. Anything could happen. Like we're right there. You know what I mean? We're right there. Like this would very much could have been us. Like
you were, what was 9 outs away, right?
10.
The home run was in the 7th. Yeah. So
something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But you get you're right. Yeah. So it's like it being so close. I think I'll feel more dejected if the Blue Jays somehow figure it out. But here's hoping they don't. I have to root for the Dodgers at this point. I'll let you, say whatever you say your piece if you care to say anything about this.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely my heart was heavy for you watching that game. I will say, that series was so much more fun to watch than the other series, which was just an absolute dog walk, right? And we'll get to that in a second. But so the series was super entertaining. It probably hurt. The only thing I could think was it probably hurts so much more because this whole team of destiny was kind of painted around you guys, because you guys were. That's just kind of how that's how the analysts were talking. That's how it felt. Right. And so to lose, the way you guys did hurt, but also I don't think you guys blew it by any stretch of the imagination. I think that the Blue Jays are a very, very good baseball team. In fact, they were the best baseball team in the AL, right? So we have 1 versus 1, right?
That's true.
Technically, Milwaukee was one, but
Well,
everybody knows it. One versus the actual one, but you know what I mean. Like, and the Blue Jays showed it. Like they beat the Yankees, they beat you guys, so they earned where they are at, right? Because by far,
oh yeah,
you're talking about two teams that who's going to the World Series? The Mariners and the Yankees were probably the first 2 of 3 teams that would come up. The Blue Jays weren't really, but playoff baseball is all about getting hot at the right time. And the Blue Jays just didn't have any quit in them, which, good for them. I know that sucks for you and that hurts, and I hate it. But you have to tip your cap to that team because they fought their asses off. I mean, here's the deal. You get down 2-0 and you lost both your games at home. It's so easy to be like, all right, we're done. Like, we quit. You know what I mean? Like that mentality could have kicked in so easily. And the Blue Jays said, oh, hell no, we're not going to let that happen. So kudos to them. So sorry that happened to you. Like you said, we have all off season to talk about, what happens next for our teams. But I do want to ask, and it might be too soon, but with the whole year kind of in scope, what do you think give me one of your biggest highlights of the year? What do you when you look back on this season, 2025, what's going to be the most fond memory you have?
I mean, it starts with Cal, right?
Yeah, I agree.
That's history.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it pains me to say, it's not a waste because
no. Absolutely not.
You know how you wasted a year from Cal, but the 60 home runs were regular season. And granted, he had a very good postseason too. That's not disregard that at all. He had a very good postseason.
In the postseason?
5, I think.
5.
He finished with, because people were counting 65. I don't know. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it wasn't a way. It was fun. That was something to watch for amongst all of the other stuff, right? Is Cal going to get there, right? He was chasing Judge, right? He's chasing 62.
Mm-hmm.
So that invigorated a lot of people. And I as far as number 2, I'm going to combine them, and they're not the same thing. I think winning the division was a very big deal.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
The MO in the past was to shit the bed, was to let
the Astros. At the end of the season, get you every time.
Yeah, at the end of the season, they had we kept talking about schedules. Mariners had a 3-game set against the Astros for the division, and they went and swept them. And that was the time where everybody's eyebrows raised and was like, oh shit. This could be it, right? Because now, you win the division, potentially there's a buy in place, right? And you're starting to have those conversations of, oh shit, we're in the DS already. Now we're getting there. So I think that was, albeit those were 2 regular season things. And I struggle with it being either, and I already talked about it, either the Polanco hit or the Geno home run. And I think the Geno home run is bigger.
Geno, yeah.
I think the Geno home run is bigger.
And
don't forget, that same, I think it was the same inning. Batters before, Cal tied it. Cal hit a solo home run
that's
to tie
true.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
Ball that went a billion feet in the air. It took 25 seconds for it to fall. I do think it was the Geno grand slam, because that was another oh my God, this is different. This feels different. We did it, right? If you're following my tweets, my biggest proponent when it's a postseason is nothing else matters but this game.
Yeah.
Right. You're when your back's against the wall, it's a 2-2 series. This game is all that matters. I don't care that you're 2 for 18. That doesn't mean shit. It's today. If you go 4 for 4 today, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing. I don't care if you hit 300 home runs this series. It's a 2-2 series. Right. Sure, take a couple things from it. He threw me a slider the last time I faced him, whatever. Take your tidbits of information, but not the outcome. None of that mattered. So the idea that Geno goes and does that after struggling for so much of the postseason, you're like, holy hell, he's come alive. This city's alive.
Look out.
Finish the job. Again, it's win 1 for 2. They obviously don't get it done, which is so it's weird to say that it's the Geno home run or the grand slam because it didn't get us anywhere, right? The Blanco moved us to the CS, right?
But that moment
in time of like, holy shit, this is getting very, very real.
Yeah.
And I've had that. We've talked about it for a few weeks. I've had the hotel booked, and entire game 7, we were up 3-1. I just kept checking plane tickets. So like, he's going up on me. Like, what's going on? And then obviously once George did his thing, I no longer checked. But it was, I believe, right? Everybody believed. Everybody was on board. An entire city, an entire fan base, an entire community is on board. And hell, I feel for people who are all Seattle fans. The Seahawks are playing at the same time too. And everybody's like, screw the Seahawks. Like, we don't give a shit. Like people at the Seahawks game are probably watching the Mariners.
Yeah.
So I think those are the moments. Like when you look back, it was a fun ride. There were so many of those moments. It was the Houston series, clinching the playoff spot, which again, the playoffs aren't even guaranteed for this team year to year. The division clinch, the ALDS, beating Scooball twice, taking it's all of that. When you wrap that into one, it was a quote unquote successful season. And like I said, my fear is that because we haven't been here, we don't know how to handle the next part in getting the right guys back on this team. Right. And it starts and ends with Josh Naylor, and I will be banging that drum the entire offseason because that guy is a baller.
Yes,
he knows how to play the game of baseball. With that said, we've spent a lot of time on this, which makes sense. That's why everybody's here.
This is exactly why everybody's here.
But I don't know if I gave enough of what people wanted, but I did what I wanted to do, because if we did this yesterday, it would have been a tough
listen.
You've been just like, he's bitching, he's just crying, right? It in the moment, it's why do we throw Bizzardo? Why are we pitching to George Springer? Oh my God, why didn't we could have went to Gabe Spire here. We could have did this. Or why is Leo Rivas in the lineup? Why did JP bunt in the second inning? Like that. Why do I know these things? Because I bitched about them all at some point in time, right? Like they're ingrained in my memory. They all happened. I watched them, right? Why is Julio swinging at ball 4? Right?
Yeah.
It's all a thing, and it's nobody's fault, right? You can in a moment in time, you could bitch at Julio for striking out on ball 4 at the end of the game, but that sure as hell isn't Julio Rodriguez's fault. We lost the game.
No,
right? So
absolutely.
That's where I have to. That's why I was able to be like, all right, like take a step back. George Springer. Unfortunately, some Mariners fans took it upon themselves to, boo George Springer when he got smoked in the kneecap. Not in good taste. So now I have to deal with the fallout of that, of saying, oh, Mariners fans are assholes. Like, all right, man, like whatever. like I sure. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wasn't there. I didn't boo him. Like,
that wasn't me.
Yeah. But whatever. So it's like, I don't even know what I was bitching about. I'm just bitching to bitch now. So I'm done. Listen, go Mariners forever. I will never quit the Seattle Mariners. They're on the map. Everybody, the league's watching, right? Yep. Everybody knows we're here, and we should be here for a long time to stay. I hope everything continues on the up and up, but for now, this season's over, and we'll catch you next year as far as Mariners go, and you'll hear about me talking about them all off season. Let's talk about this utter domination in the NLCS though. We didn't even have a podcast for the CS, but I'm all but certain we would have taken the Dodgers probably in 5 games. Is my take on that.
Yep.
Dodgers swept them.
Jesus.
The Brewers had a chance to win game 1.
Yeah, game 1. It was a chance on game 1, but that's basically it. And look, here's the deal. Everyone has probably heard and seen in nauseum what Shohei did. And
that needs to be discussed.
And we're going to talk about that. So trust us, we'll get there. But before even getting to that game, at no point was I ever thinking the Brewers have a shot here. And I've seen a lot of comparison to like the Blue Jays celebration versus the Dodgers celebration, right? And basically the Blue Jays are just absolutely overjoyed, and the Dodgers are just like, oh, that's just another win. And it is, because this team
There's a difference.
Is created to win the World Series, and that's the expectation, right? These guys are like, yep, this is what we're supposed to do.
What have we said? Ho hum, right? Oh no, they didn't win 100 games. Everybody's like, what's wrong with the Dodgers?
Nothing.
Well, I don't know. Their entire team wasn't healthy all season. And what do? They got healthy, and here they are. Blake, you get two versions of Blake Snell. Yep. You get Cy Young Blake Snell, or you get 50th best pitcher in Major League Baseball Blake Snell. And there is no in between, right? Ever. Yeah. That's what he does. He wins the Cy Young, or he's just a fourth arm in a rotation pitcher. Yep. And it's just, it's weird. It makes no sense. Well, right now he's pitching like Cy Young. He's got a .86 ERA this postseason. He's absolutely shoved it game one. And the thing with the Dodgers, and we've said it, and that's why everybody gets mad, but I'm not saying it to get mad. It's just the thing with the Dodgers, the way that they construct this team is there is no reprieve. They are not right. Okay. Oh, wow. We got through Snell, right? Think of the Tigers, right? We played the Tigers. Oh, we got through Skubal. Great. Yep. Take a deep breath. Now it's Casey Mize and Jack Flaherty, which again, they're good Major League Baseball players, but you know who the Dodgers are coming with? Yamamoto. Right. And he's got a 1.83 this 1.83 ERA this postseason. So he takes care of business. And it's just, they're just relentless in every sense of the word. And what do they do after that? They come with Tyler Glasnow, who throws 5.2 innings, gives up 1 run, strikes out 8. Right. And don't forget, since then, Roki Sasaki is now just their closer or bullpen, whatever the hell he is now. They just throw him at the end of the bullpen, and he was just it. So a lot of people were complaining about that too, because when he was pitching towards the end of the season, he didn't really ramp up. He was throwing like 90s, like 94 ish, and now he's healthy or completely back. He's throwing 99, 100. He's doing his thing. He kind of dug out a little role for himself. Because he wasn't going to make the rotation because, who comes after Tyler Glasnow? Shohei Ohtani. And guess what? He's pretty damn healthy too. Right. So it's like, what? And I feel bad for the Brewers. Like, they didn't hit well. I think as a team, they hit like 140, like it's something ridiculous. They hit under 200 as a team. It was almost like they didn't have a chance. And it's not that like, I feel bad for the little old Brewers, but it's like the Dodgers just came and took care of business. And that was it. They didn't give a shit. It wasn't, we're going to let this team hang around. It was, let's get in and out of here. Let's go back to LA. Like you said, that they probably celebrated, but low key, because what's their goal? Their goal is championship. Right? Seattle Mariners, our fan base, our city, our team, we're like, you hear me? It was a successful season. We didn't make the goddamn World Series. The Dodgers lose to the Phillies, their season's a disaster.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right? I'm with you. Everybody's people are getting traded. They're cutting people. They're bringing new people. Like, they don't know. They're in disarray if they lose that series. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different.
Well, and I mean, I think what's interesting. Let's put on our tinfoil hats for a second, Chris. Boy. Like, part of me wonders have the Dodgers figured out?
Yes.
160. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But is 162 games too many? What if we're just like, hey, pitchers, take your time. It doesn't matter. Just take your time. Get healthy. Batters, you're kind of hurt. Okay. Don't worry about it. Take your time. It's okay. We don't have to ramp up to like really the last, 2 months. Rookie, you're not feeling good. That's fine. Just throw like 80% the next few times. And then when the playoffs start, just really, start turning it up. Like, and obviously that's not exactly what happened, but because the Dodgers are deep, and I'm not talking about, I think that, you talked about the Blue Jays being a deep team because they're 6, 7, 8, 9 beat you, right? And that's good. But the Dodgers, like, not starters, and then their AAA team, and like just all the way down the line are guys that could start everywhere in the major leagues. Like, this team is just unmatched by how many playmakers and just dudes that they have. So, and maybe like, not so tinfoil hat. It's because they have that depth that they can take their time and that they don't have to rush these things. But like you said, I mean, we said it. We're like, guys, the Dodgers are still the freaking Dodgers. Oh no, they didn't win 100 games. They didn't care. They're like, we're going to win the division. Cool. Awesome. Now let's just go get it done. And they got it done in a very dominant fashion.
It's very NBA model of them. And maybe I made that comparison before.
Interesting.
And if you know how now today's modern NBA, it's just like, oh, this guy's just not going to play this back to back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, there isn't like a huge urgency to be the top seed, right? It's just like, whatever, because like we're just better, and like that's how it felt. And I know these guys were banged up, and Shohei really didn't get a chance to ramp up, right? He's come back from injury, but all these guys were hurt again. Glasnow was hurt, Roki, Kershaw. Like I'm sure they'll put him on the postseason roster. I'm not sure what their goal is with him, but it's like, all of these guys, think of the amount of arms that the Dodgers had to throw this year. Mm-hmm. Like from Sheehan to Knock. Like I'm naming guys that I don't even know if they're on the rosters right now.
Yeah.
And it's same with the lineup, right? They're just weathering storms. And now you're going, we talked about the lineup. Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Teoscar, Will Smith, he's healthy. Max Muncy, sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. Kike Hernandez is he's one of those weird Blue Jay-esque guys, but but it's only one. Like, Podges is here. He's their 9-hitter. He didn't have a good.
He had a good year. I don't know if he had a good series.
Yeah, he had a great season, but either the postseason or the series wasn't particularly good. But I mean, his regular season, 27 home runs, 86 RBIs, 774 OPS. Pretty damn good, honestly.
Yep.
And he's the 9-hole. So it's just like, what are we supposed to do here? I'm not really sure. Teoscar Hernandez hit 8th in game 4 of that.
Jeez.
Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, forgot about him. They're coming for you in every sense of the word. They are relentless in every aspect. Their weakest spot is their bullpen. And if that shores up, if they figure out, if they get the clutch outs against the Blue Jays, then it's going to be a no contest again. Mm-hmm. And I want that to happen. Like I said, I don't want the feeling of that could have been us. And it's not like the Brewers are a bad team where they overmatch, sure, but they had the best record in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
That's not for nothing. But to your point, does it really matter when you have this far superior team?
Mm-hmm. And it showed that it didn't matter. I mean, and look, like, I don't think that this next series is going to be the same blowout. Because I think we've seen that the Blue Jays, they're playing at a very high level. You've got Vlad, who can really make some things happen on the offensive side, get the other guys going. I don't think the Brewers had anybody step up offensively, and that was a big problem. I don't think it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be a sweep.
No. I'm not calling sweep.
But would you be surprised if they did?
No, because here's my take.
Yeah.
I do think they're going to be able to go Kevin Gausman game 1, just based on the amount of rest. He threw an inning yesterday, but that's Monday. You have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He should be able to go Friday. So assuming Gausman, I don't like it just.
Yeah. Well,
I'm talking from a pitching perspective. Their bullpen, the Mariners proved that the Blue Jays bullpen is bad, right? Their bullpen is not very good. I don't trust their bullpen whatsoever. For what it's worth, I don't trust the Dodgers bullpen. However, I trust the Dodgers top flight 4 starters way more than I do the Blue Jays. I do think Kevin Gausman's good. I think he could handle his own. He's proven himself. But I don't trust Trey Savage. I don't trust Shane Bieber, and I don't trust Max Scherzer.
No.
Against this lineup. And maybe I'm proven wrong. Maybe they've proven everybody wrong all season. Maybe they'll shove it in my face, tell me to go screw. But I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think, incorporating the Blue Jays into this now, right? Like I want to talk World Series, but I also want to talk the Shohei game. Maybe we could just leave that last. I don't know how we want to do that. So I've kind of maneuvered myself into World Series talk.
Okay, fine. So World Series talk first then.
All right. Going through, it's just the chalk pick. I think it's Dodgers in. I guess I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I guess in 6, but nothing would surprise me. If Gausman's fully ready, like maybe they could take that game 1. The city of Toronto's ready. They've got a good fan base there,
yes,
so they're
yep.
They'll have a little bit of home field there. But getting through this lineup is hard. Yes, the Blue Jays have a good lineup too. But if Blake Snell's doing if all of those 4 guys are continuing to do what they're doing, you're gonna have trouble.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not much of an analysis. It's just this lineup is deep. Their pitching is deep, even from the starter perspective. They have the ability to weather storms. They've proven they could weather all types of storms. I just don't know how the Blue Jays get past that.
Yeah, I don't think I know the answer to that either. My knee-jerk reaction, Chris, is Dodgers in 5, but I feel like I'm not giving enough respect to the Blue Jays.
Correct.
I've picked against them every single time. So, but man, like the Dodgers are everything's like you said, Cy Young, Snell, 10K, 3 home runs, Shohei, Roki being probably the best pitcher out of the bullpen so far this postseason. Like, it's I said the words about being inevitable. That's what the Dodgers feel like, and I'm gonna say in 6 to give respect to the Blue Jays. I've not given them respect this entire season, especially not this postseason. So I'm going to try to give it to them. But if they get swept, I'm not going to be surprised. Knee jerk was 5, but I'm going to say let's say Dodgers in 6.
Do we think there's any? There's a long wait for the World Series, regardless, right? Obviously, Blue Jays go 7 games, so this is the full amount of rest: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 3 days off prior. Dodgers clinched what on Friday?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're going on a full week off. I don't know if that has any impact here or not. Because in a divisional, going wild card divisional, that's a quick turnaround. Divisional championship's a pretty quick turnaround too. So you could ride that hot hand, right, and be like, oh, all right, like this makes sense. But now it's like everybody's got to, you celebrate, you do your thing. Now it's like, okay, everybody's chill, make sure everybody's healthy, get your work in, all that. I don't know if that rest is going to benefit, like, be in favor of the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't know what they're I would assume they're just going to go right down the order again. Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Shohei.
Yep, agreed.
Unless they bump up Shohei and unless they replace Shohei with Glasnow in the order they're doing things. I don't know. But if they're going to not give up any, like, the name of the game is runs, right? Contact and all that. Like, I think it, obviously I want to stick up for the Mariners and their rotation, but if that was the Mariners rotation, I would have felt a billion times better going into it. If that makes the rotation's better overall. unfortunately.
Yeah.
And they have the name to it. And like, who knows? Maybe it's series by series. Blake Snell. Maybe he's 50th best pitcher in Major League Baseball this series, and that works.
I mean, like, we never can tell, and that's the beautiful thing about postseason baseball is the juggernauts fall quite often. They really do. Right?
It's not a gimme. It's just,
and we haven't had a back-to-back winner since the Yankees. I want to say.
Oh,
I'm going to look that up, but I don't think we've had a back-to-back World Series
because I'm not sure. It's definitely been some time. That's for damn sure.
I think it's the early 2000 Yankees. I'm going to look that up.
And I don't like it. They're already starting the storyline of, oh, if the Dodgers win, it's bad for baseball. It's going to be terrible for the.
We can talk about that stuff.
It's going to be terrible for the lockout and all of that. And
what's interesting is I have seen the narrative start to shift. Thank God. And I'm guilty of it. Like, saying fuck the Dodgers. All they do is spend money and no one else. Yeah. You know what? These fucking owners could do it, and they're choosing not to. And the Dodgers are like, this is what happens when you spend money. You win. Like, I think the average. So the Dodgers spend, I think it was 85 or like 80-ish% of their revenue on their team. You know what the average is on the rest of the league?
Probably 40, if that.
35.
Yeah.
So it's an ownership problem, which I think everybody knows. And I do think next year, I think a lot of owners are going to be afraid to make moves because of the impending lockout in 2027.
Two call outs on that point. One, Toronto Blue Jays, 5th highest payroll in Major League Baseball. So they're no slouches, right? Nobody really compares to the Dodgers. Maybe the Mets do, but like the Blue Jays aren't for lack of spending, right? So the Blue Jays spend money. They just gave Vlad $500 million. So they're not holding tight. The other thing, and this is something I will bitch about way more in the off season, but to your point about cheap owners, the Milwaukee Brewers, who's their best pitcher? I'm asking, you tell me. I know the answer. You haven't seen this report. I know you haven't.
No. Who's their best pitcher?
Freddie Peralta.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
He's quote unquote available for trade.
What?
Yeah. He's owed a whopping $9 million.
That's so much money. By the way, I was right. It was the Yankees. 98, 99, 2000 was the last time and they went back to back. But yeah, that's the last time a team has won back to back. So it's since 2000.
So to the point of, the Dodgers ruining baseball or whatever, I don't support it because like you said, all these teams could do it. The Yankees spend money. The Mets spend money. Mets didn't even make the goddamn playoffs, right? So you have to build the team the right way. And guess what? No matter what, look at every prospect ranking out there. The Dodgers are still high in the prospect rankings.
Yes. You
know who isn't? The New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they're a class organization. That is what it sucks because it's not my organization. Yep. It's not your organization. Yep. But if my team was the gold standard of how to run a team, then I would, right? Because again, yes, they pay for all of these guys. And yes, every time a big free agent comes up, they are connected to them because they should be. What player doesn't want to get paid a dick ton of money and
play for a winner?
Hang on. Make a dick ton of money, be in Los Angeles, California.
Yep.
Play meaningful baseball all the time.
Yeah.
And also play with a ton of other, like Kyle Tucker, hypothetically, Kyle Tucker goes there and gets lost in the shuffle. Right? Like,
oh my God, Kyle Tucker. Oh God.
But my point is like,
oh my God.
Teoscar Hernandez was a Seattle Mariner, right? Yeah. He was our 3-hitter, our 4-hitter consistently. And the pressure was on Teoscar to deliver. We paid you a lot of our money that we quote unquote don't have. We paid you a lot of money. We took a chance on you. You need to perform.
Yep.
And all things considered, he had an okay season, but a lot of people would call it a down year. And he left, and what does he do? He absolutely mashes in LA. And what did I just say? He's the 8 hitter in this postseason lineup. Like, the pressure is off, right? You're playing with other absolute superstars who are able to pick up the slack. Right? He hit 26 home runs, 93 RBI, had a 2.3 WAR with the Mariners. Next season in LA, 4.3 WAR, 33 home runs, 99 RBIs, 840 OPS, 100 points in OPS higher. So like that's the difference, right? The pressure is off of you. They're a class organization from top to bottom, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be said about Teoscar, it can be said about Kiki, it can be said about Muncy. All three of those guys have had opportunities elsewhere and haven't made the most of it, but they come to the Dodgers and they become new players. Like Muncy gets on base all the time. Like that guy has some of the best walk rates in the majors. Like you go to LA and you drink the Kool-Aid, man, and it makes you a better player. I am super jealous and I hate it.
But agreed.
It's just the reality of the situation.
I just wish it was me. And I think a lot of fans wish it were me, but I don't go that far to be like, it's ruining baseball. They're not. All the other 20 owners who aren't doing shit. Chicago White Sox, you think they're going to sign a free agent this offseason? No. Right. You think the Minnesota Twins sold their entire team. You think they're going to sign a free agent this offseason? I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Buxton's on a different team by the time. Like,
that'd be wild. Yeah,
we're going off of
World Series baseball. Yeah,
but the whole point is the Dodgers are very well run, and we always preface it by being like, yeah, we're putting them on a pedestal because until somebody proves otherwise, they deserve to be on said pedestal.
Yep,
and they're there. They're the champs until they're not, and the Blue Jays have equal opportunity to take them out. The Dodgers can be begotten, right? That the Phillies had their chances, and I do think the Phillies are a better team than the Blue Jays were, and the Phillies really couldn't get it done either. Yeah. So that's why I'm still confident in the Dodgers. I do think it's less than 6, but like we said, let's give benefit of the doubt here. Yeah. We'll go in 6. Is there any other call out here? Who's the World Series MVP?
Who? I'm not going to go chalk. I'm going to say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say Freddie Freeman is going to have, his swan song and get on base, hit all the big RBIs, have a home run or two, make it a huge defensive stop. And I say my boy, Freddie Freeman wins the MVP of the series.
He is plus 900 to win the World Series. Or to win the MVP. Shohei is plus 180.
Yeah. Shohei's chalk for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go similar concept, but just pick the other guy. I'm going to take Mookie.
Yeah. I thought about Mookie too.
And he's plus 2,000. That's pretty juicy too.
That is juicy. What is Snell, by the way?
He's way high.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's 1,800.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like he has to pitch more than one game for it to happen. But like if he comes out game 1 and pitches like a 8-inning shutout with 10, 12 Ks and then does it again in game 4 or 5. Yeah.
He's going to go 5 though. That's the thing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be 1 and 5.
So like say he dominates game 1, he comes in on game 5 and dominates there and they win the series, then it could be
he's got a
Snell.
chance.
Yeah, it could be Snell too. Because it's not unreasonable for a pitcher who is dominating to win that as well. Shohei is so chalk though, but Shohei hasn't had other than
be careful.
We'll get to that in a second. He wasn't having he hasn't had a bad postseason, but he hasn't been on fire. But I do wonder if he's flipped a switch now, and that's just the monster you have to contend with for the rest of the.
I'm certain that it is.
I mean, if that's what the Blue Jays have to deal with, then they better walk his ass every single at bat.
I mean, that's got to be considered. Yeah, but
don't even give him a shot. Put him on base.
It's not the same as walking Vlad to get to Alejandro Kirk. You're walking Shohei to go to MVP winner Mookie Betts, followed by MVP winner Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Shohei's going to steal too, so it's not
followed by I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure he's got one. Silver Slugger winner Will Smith, right? Like they just got guys all over the place, man. And I'm a strong proponent of walking people. I say walk Judge all the time.
Yeah, I always walk Judge.
But that's because he
doesn't play on the Dodgers.
For a large part of the season, he didn't have anybody behind him. But when you have all these other guys there, but I'm going to take Mookie. He's plus 2,000. It's worth a stab. Yeah. And the recipe is simple. If Shohei Ohtani is going to have the greatest baseball game ever played, in route to a series clinching win, then he's going to win the MVP, and that plus 180 is a discount. Right? It should be negative 500.
It just should be negative. I'm actually surprised it's plus 180. So Chris, is that game really the best game ever played, or is that hyperbole?
What? You're going to find I don't know, unless you're going to find some weird ass game from 1942 that tries to claim otherwise. A couple guys threw perfect games. I think of the World Series. Not a couple guys, maybe one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's one. Yeah.
I don't know.
We did this already. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so here's my take on it, Chris. And I think there are people that agree with me. I think that it is probably the greatest game ever played in baseball, but I think it could be argued it's the greatest game ever played in sports.
Oh, I don't know if you thought I was going to disagree with that.
No, I don't know. I'm just I think that people are hyping it up, and some folks are like, oh, that's just like talking points. But no, that quite literally, he did something.
Well, what other moments in sports would even qualify? So probably Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
Wilt's 100 for sure.
Is it is it setting a world record?
Brady's comeback against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, because he was he absolutely was a demon.
The only thing about
Usain Bolt's
I was gonna say
sprint.
fastest world records and stuff like that.
Usain Bolt's
type of
sprint. Stuff. Because most of the other stuff's accumulation. You know what I mean?
I'm not taking away from the Tom Brady conversation, but that football couldn't be more of a team sport.
Yeah.
Right, without the defense getting a stop or whatever the hell they did to get there, Tom Brady can't do whatever.
Well, I mean, so the equivalent would be Tom Brady doing what he did, but then also playing safety or linebacker at the same time, right? And he's not doing that. So yeah, you know what? I just ruined my own argument. There's just
no. I just wanted to hear not hear an argument. I just wanted to understand where we thought what were the other things and the 100 points from Wilt Chamberlain are cool, but that's not our in my lifetime. There hasn't been anything like it, and there's probably never going to be anything.
Also,
like it.
too, there's argument to be made. Wilt was one of the first big men to ever play basketball. So at the time, he wasn't playing against other Wilts. You know what I mean? So you do wonder if he played against guys like David Robinson and Shaq and stuff like that, would he be able to score 100 points? Probably not. But also, I've seen the picture of him holding up the 100 number. I don't know if I've ever seen video of the 100 game.
We can't get into this conspiracy theory.
Oh, is it a conspiracy? I didn't know that. I was just saying, I don't know if
there's a lot of people who are we don't know if it's real.
Oh, it's definitely real. I was going to we didn't see it. Oh, you know what? The only other thing I can think of is the flu game.
Sure. But that's still not, that's great, but that's still not.
And then maybe Tiger's Masters domination, when he won by 12 strokes.
Yeah, I still don't think that's it.
I agree. I'm just
Like
trying
it's
to
up
think
there.
of something
It's
close.
historically, like all those things are important events, right? I'm not taking away from any of their particular.
Yeah. I mean, at this
allure.
point, I'm just trying to argue against myself. Like, is
Like,
there anything close? And I just don't know if there is.
There isn't, because here's what happened. He went 3 for 3 with 3 solo home runs and a walk.
Yep.
Right? On base each time. He also, through 6 innings, he gave up 2 hits, walked 3 batters, struck out 10.
10.
One of those pitches left the entire stadium. 117 miles an hour exit velocity, only 470 feet. Chris's version of StatCast has it at 747 feet because that ball was absolutely demolished. It literally left the stadium. Like, what is a cooler? Like, that's like a hair away from the natural. The movie where he breaks all the lights in the out, like it is like you know what I'm saying, like so close to
that's
like
a good reference,
right? Like, you're just like, what the hell, man? Like, this guy is a problem. And like you said, he finished. I don't know if this is the postseason. Here, I'll find out his postseason numbers. Oh boy, hang on. His postseason OPS is 967. Probably prior to that game is probably like 100.
Yeah.
Right, because so he has 9 total hits, 5 home runs. So he would have had 6 hits, 2 home runs, and 6 RBI for the entire postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hitting 220, only on base 33% of the time, so 333, then a 967 OPS.
Unbelievable.
Like, again, that game is like, okay, 3 home runs is crazy, right? 4 home runs has only happened, 30 some times or however the hell many times it happened ever. So like, no, it wasn't that, but he hit 3. That's a whole hell of a lot. But simultaneously throwing 6 innings and shoving it. He didn't throw 6 innings, give up 3 runs and 12 hits and a couple strikeouts. He threw 6 shutout innings. Shutout innings. Dominant in every sense of the word. And then again, everybody is bitching about Shohei not doing anything with the bat. His first home run was 116.5 exit velocity, 446 feet.
Only just 440.
Just hitting absolute bombs. All like it's the greatest thing I've ever witnessed.
Completely agree.
Importantly,
it's not even close to the greatest thing I've witnessed from an athletic standpoint. So I'm with you.
It's
crazy.
Wait, it is. You said it's not even close. I think you worded that weird.
Oh yeah, it's not even close to the greatest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, like so here, like someone who's as young as me, I've not seen as many great feats, as history has for us. So
but I'm saying we just tried to recall a couple that we know of.
Yep, exactly.
And again, maybe you'll find. I think Passan tweeted a couple things, and they'll be impossible to find now. But it's 1945.
Right.
I don't know, like just some. I couldn't even make up a guy's name, but you get the point. But Shohei Ohtani is everything.
Problem.
This is why he's going to win the MVP this year. But he wasn't even this dominant as a pitcher, I don't believe.
No.
I don't think his ERA was that high though. Let's see, regular season. Yeah, I mean, he had a 2.87 ERA. He did only throw 47 innings, but that's still pretty damn solid.
That doesn't suck.
No. To go along with 55 home runs, 102 RBIs, 20 steals, and over 1,000 OPS. So not bad. But like, this is what people talk about. Like, if he does, obviously not hit 3 home runs a game and 6 shutout innings every time he pitches. But if he is, I don't know. I don't want to say Paul Skeens because Skeens is incredible in and of himself. But if he is, I'm trying to think of a pitcher. I can't do it off the top of my head. This is really bad.
Blake Snell.
Yeah, like if he's Blake Snell on the mound and I mean, I guess just Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei.
What?
Yeah.
Like what? Aaron Judge. Like
Aaron Judge,
he's
yeah,
Aaron
sure.
Judge, the hitter, and a top 10 pitcher, a top, worse, the top 20 pitcher in Major League Baseball. That is a golden ticket to the MVP until he just decides he's not playing anymore.
Yep. I mean, it's absurd. And I know everyone, again, back to like, oh, all you do is talk about how great the Dodgers are. All you do is talk about how great
I'm talking about
is.
Shohei Ohtani, the greatest baseball player we've ever seen.
It's the same thing. Like, sorry, guys, this is the best baseball player we've ever seen and may ever see in our lifetime. And that's just the facts of what's happening right now. And so we just have to acknowledge it. Because like one of the things we are bad at as fans is acknowledging greatness as it happens.
Yes.
And I don't want to live my life that way, Chris.
I'm over it.
I want to be in the moment. And that the moment we saw was the greatest moment that may have ever happened in sports. And so we just need to acknowledge it and say, man, like, good luck, Blue Jays.
Yeah. And maybe they prove us wrong. Like
I hope it's a good series. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I could enjoy the series now.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could take a deep breath. I could be like, oh, this goes 7. You're like, wow, this is great. And I could understand where everybody else is coming from because that 7-game series for me wasn't enjoyable. But
I can only imagine.
And what do you want to see? You want to see the stars, right? Yeah. And both teams have them. Springer's got postseason success. Vlad's a stud. And hell, maybe Ernie Clement is the new, I don't know. I think Bo Bichette's supposed to come back too.
Interesting.
What he's going to give you, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about it because he hasn't played much, but I mean, if he can provide something to the team, that's a hell of a thing to get.
Yeah. So I'm not counting the Blue Jays out entirely. I do think it's a Dodgers. it's a Dodgers World Series. Much to the chagrin of most people, but I want to see. And again, you name everybody on the Dodgers, and they're all your stars, right? I do want to see Shohei perform again. I want to see. You probably want to see Freddie do well. People want to see Mookie do well.
Yep.
Like it's star after star after star.
Doesn't stop, man. And I mean, I think we both know where we're at, and I think everyone, if they're being honest with themselves, or if they're Blue Jay fans, they're going to think.
If you're
the same
a Blue Jays fan, it should be a fuck the Dodgers mentality, and we could beat them because it's possible. They're not unbeatable. It's baseball. Anything can happen. You could get Snell for 2 runs and win the game 2-1 somehow. It happens. It's unlikely.
Yeah, I mean the Dodgers have been beat a few times, right? And so like we've said, there hasn't been a back-to-back winner of the World Series since 2000, so 24 years, right? So it's not out of the question. Underdogs are often counted out when they shouldn't be. So if I'm a Blue Jays fan, I'm like, no, we got this. It's the big bad Blue Dodgers, but let's go in there as Cinderellas and let's leave there with the slipper. You know what I mean? And it's possible. I hope it's close. I just don't think it's gonna be.
I'm hoping for a good series. I'm hoping for good baseball. I hope it's just good baseball played all around.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And what stinks though is in the postseason, I'm a sucker for good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a sucker for good pitching in the postseason than I am the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just because the slog of a regular season, I just want to see runs scored, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm with you. I know what you're talking about.
But good pitching will lead to, lack of offense, obviously, right? So if Blake Snell shoves it, you're not going to see much of Vlad, right? Or vice versa. If Kevin Gausman goes out and shove, you're going to watch his Dodgers team not do anything. And you're like, well, that's a bummer. Right? From a fan perspective, not from a Blue Jays, Blue diehard. Jays that's the greatest thing of all time. But from a fan perspective, you're like, I don't know how I have my cake and eat it too there. So maybe I get a great pitching performance in one game, and then next game is just like a 15-12 slugfest.
I mean, I think that's kind of what you have to hope for as a Blue Jays fan. Like, if you get one game, you're like, thank God, and then don't expect it.
You got to get the Dodgers bullpen isn't as strong as the rest of their team. That's their weakness. So if they can continue to put the ball in play like they did against the Yankees and the Mariners, and if they could find holes, and if they can hit home runs in timely situations like they have been, I mean, they could do it. I'm not changing my mind. I know it keeps sounding like that. And the longer we talk, the more I'm like, Blue Jays team could hit the goddamn ball. I'm just, I think the key, I'm going to say the key to the series is the Dodgers bullpen. It's going to be Dodgers pitching as a whole. Can the starters get them 5 innings, and can the bullpen hold on from there?
Yep.
Because the Brewers didn't put up any fight. You were going 8, 7, 6. You know, they didn't have to do any work. They just did what they had to do. Mm-hmm. So that's our take. That's my take. Is there anything else we missed? Kurt Suzuki is the all joking aside, I know I started with that as a joke, but Kurt Suzuki is the manager of the Angels. We don't need to talk about that now.
I mean,
that's a weird hire.
That's a weird hire. Someone that is on a team that's looking for a manager. That was not on my bingo card for any team. So good for they hired a hometown guy. I don't.
Yeah, he was in the organization already.
Yeah, I don't.
But they already pay Pujols. He's like a special assistant or something. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever.
I don't want that to happen to my team. So, anyways,
we'll forget he was named the manager like a month from now, but that's okay.
We'll talk about it during the offseason. But yeah, anyways, that's our take, Chris. Again, sorry for your loss, but again, congratulations on a great year.
Loser talk.
Loser talk, I know. But hey, hopefully we have some good conversations next year about it as well. But everybody, I hope that you had a good week and you've enjoyed great baseball. And let's see what happens in this World Series. We could all be surprised. I don't think we are going to be, but who knows? But until then, my name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
This is the Coach's Sons podcast.